Rebecca, and I will be reading a memoir that I wrote last year for an English assignment. Everyone is sitting in their desk talking to the person near them or even across the squared room. In his casual puke green button shirt and black dress pants, Mr. Clear stands in front of the class as if on a thrust stage with the entire desk in neat organized rows around him, starting off by saying, "Okay." He begins in a slightly feminine voice. I stop talking to my friends a couple desks away, and the class quiets down too, awaiting further instructions as though we are soldiers about to assign an operation to storm a city. We will be discussing a new topic since we have finished with the Crucible. In saying so, he starts to pass out papers, rambling on about American literature or something along those lines. I turn deaf ears on him, as soon as his lips start moving to form words. After all, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and no one can scrounge up enough care to pay attention longer than 10 seconds at this ungodly hour. Few moments pass when his words capture my interest. "I want you to write a memoir," he says. My stomach lurches. I feel the lazy smile leave my face, to be replaced with a frown that expresses true dislike, as though my gum has lost its mint flavor and instead tastes like rubber. A memoir? He wanted the one thing I could not give him. A past event that has happened in your life up to today that is an important impact of your life. His voice stops. His voice stops for a brief pause, but that is all I need for my mind to bombard me with pieces of my past, which hold little appeal. The rest of the school day passes by, and I am now in my room, lying on an old 21-year-old tan carpet, staring at my white bumpy ceiling. I hear the voice of a woman who sounds as though she's about to fall asleep, talking about the composer, the musical composition I just heard. As I lay in my messy room with clothes everywhere, my head is near the left dark pine bedpost and my feet at my computer desk. I think about what I should write for my assignment. What past experiences are important to me? Nothing comes to mind. I let out a frustrated groan, expressing all my anger towards the teacher who is making me write this paper, forcing me to reflect on a past I don't truly remember and for making me question myself. Still staring at the ceiling, wishing and wanting the answers to this problem to present itself up there, I begin to wonder why I can't just make this whole memoir up. Why can't I write a fictional story? Why not write something deep and emotional that sounds good and something that will get me the grade I want? Why not just make up something that is meaningful and soul-inspiring? Some fake event that has what I'm obviously missing. For these questions, the ceiling does not reveal the answers. Instead, my mind hears the this feminine voice of Mr. Clear saying the words that I don't want a fictional tale, but something that actually did happen. Do not tell lies. Another groan escapes my lips, as does some words, which will not be repeated. Time slips by. Sounds of violins, cellos, pianos, and other orchestra instruments fly into my ears. Slowly but gradually, my thoughts merge with the melody of the song I'm listening to, rising and falling, rising and falling. I could talk about one of my summer beach vacations with my mom, dad, and older sister, Danielle, talking about when the ocean salt-tasting water and was crowded by hundreds of dead jellyfish that were clear as a window and as big and round as a lid to a peanut butter jar. My sister would grab a jellyfish and shove it down my bathing suit, making me yell at a high-pitched scream of terror that earned me dark, scowling looks from my parents. I decided not to, because that is just like every other cruel trick my more mature sister would play on me. Next idea that comes to mind is the thought about Christmas, mentioning how the four of us would drive to Pennsylvania to see grandparents who could make a real home-cooked meal made from scratch. Looking deeper, and it just makes me depressed, because every time I go up there, I feel just like an outsider, as though I don't really belong. More images keep popping up, only to crumble back down. No matter what appears inside my head, I always turn it down. With all these images scrambling inside my head, it causes me to make a mental sharp turn to a bigger picture, me. Could these little pathetic whips of memories be trying to tell me that my life is not important to me? Maybe there is something wrong with me. How hard can it be for a normal teenager to find a memorable moment in their life? Why is it so difficult to see some significant role or something or someone had in my life? Why am I not writing about my best friend forever, Elise? Is this the subconscious thought that to me she is not important? That the person who helped me pass over half my classes, who knows every secret I hold dear, is not a significant aspect of my life? What is wrong with writing a paper about the time I was going to prove to my parents that their responsible, mature young daughter was ready to drive and in an attempt to show them, I ended up scratching their car, permanently etching my history, my mistake, on the driver's side of my parents' white 1990 Toyota Camry. What could possibly be wrong to make this assignment a nightmare? I closed my eyes, breathing deeply, sucking in as much oxygen into my lungs as they could hold, trying to calm my head and slow my heart rate, which all this mental, emotional battle has caused us to rise. I pushed the air out, trying to rid my pessimistic thoughts with it, hoping to ease the heartache that is beginning to form. I feel exhausted, both mentally and physically. The frown that appeared in English class is back on my face. The deep breathing process is repeated. It does not help calm me down, but the negative thoughts still fill my head. My mood is depressing. I cannot shake the loss and loneliness that are becoming my new best friends. I can just see myself wandering the desert alone with no map or any supplies, just me and the scorching heat in the sand. My eyes grow heavy like they want to cry, yet they remain dry. As I listen to my boombox playing a violin-sounding configuration, I notice a static. For some unexplainable reason, the static draws my attention. I still hear the instruments, but they start to fade. Only the static is heard, and with the static comes the thought. Again, my heart rate picks up its beat, but for another reason than depression and anger. Though I do not really know why, my stomach feels funny, like it's dancing, and I can't help but smile a little. I am static. Although my thoughts are not necessarily what one would call happy, I feel the happiness. I am static, I think again. I am confused because I am uncertain of who or what I am. My past is but a few memories. I cannot tell where I have been, therefore I cannot tell where I'm going. My mind races ahead. Soon thoughts are jumbled up words. I cannot write about anything important because if I don't know who I am or what I have to prove, what is it important to a non-existing person? I think about this sentence. My happy feeling washes away slowly, much like the tide washes away the shore. More time goes by. I am no longer lying on my 21-year-old carpet staring at my ceiling. I am instead in my closet, on the carpeted floor, lying on my stomach, head on a tie-dyed orange, yellow, pink pillow, listening to a classical music, pencil in hand, writing a memoir. I am not completely depressed, but I have come to a sort of understanding, and with that I truly begin my memoir. I start writing about an evil teacher named Mr. Clears who gave me the assignment of said memoir. I'm writing about how that assignment did not necessarily express an important event in my past, but instead forced me to realize that the person I am is a lost soul, looking for a more perspective view on who I really am and who I will aspire to be. The pencil starts to move. Thoughts are now written down. Paper now becomes a testimony against me, and as I transcribe my beliefs of myself, as I share my emotions, as I share a brief glimpse into the soul that is mine to share and mine to judge and mine to explore.